This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. The USVI Surfing Federation is hitting the road again, and they're on their way to El Salvador. That's where they will be competing in the International Surfing Association World Finals, which is the last competition to qualify for this summer's Olympics in Tokyo. Here's more from the territory's top surfers.
Extremely excited for the final opportunity to qualify for the Tokyo Olympics, which with the asterisks of 2020, year 2020 being in 2021, and the opportunity to represent the Virgin Islands on the world stage along with the top surfers on the planet from their respective nations. We're heading to Surf City, El Salvador, as they call it, and when in 2017, when I began doing the International Surfing Association circuit, which is once a year, chance to place yourself in the rankings for Olympics qualification. It was a record 47 countries that were involved in the contests around the world, right? Now in 2021, they're up to 113 countries.
What's your strategy going into this, for the sport part and then maybe just the mental preparation as well?
Just been trying to surf as much as I can the last couple months and really just stay on top of your physical conditioning and just remain level-headed and calm, and there's nothing to lose, really.
And have some fun in the meantime while we're at it, right? Because I believe it's difficult to do well if you're not relaxed, like Tommy said, and you're out there having fun, and that's why we started surfing to begin with, you know.
And best of luck to those guys as they compete for the Olympics. Virgin Islands Senator Javon James is helping the sport of cricket make a comeback in the territory. Senator James joined forces with Peyton Pep Vipers to reintroduce cricket to the youth of the USVI. They stopped by the Reading Rainbow School recently, joined by professional cricket players of St. Croix. They split the kids into teams and learned how to play cricket. It's part of a partnership Senator James has with the St. Croix Cricket Association. James says it was refreshing to see young kids playing safely together and will continue to team up to expose our youth to the sport of cricket. The senator's long been a supporter of sports in the industry in the VI and offering opportunities for the youth in the territory. And he says he'll continue to advocate for sports tourism in the territory and support all causes that offer positive extracurricular activities for the youth of the VI. From sports in the Virgin Islands to the latest on the coronavirus now, we have an update on the COVID-19 case counts here in the territory. The latest numbers from the VI Department of Health show there are currently 77 active cases throughout the VI. In St. Croix, 8 people are currently testing positive. There's been a bit of a spike in St. Thomas with 64 cases and 5 positive cases being reported this week in St. John. The numbers of COVID cases and deaths across the nation, though, have dropped to the lowest level in nearly a year. And with the number of vaccinated adults on the rise, the government is pressing to meet a July 4th target set by President Biden. Alice Barr has the very latest now from Washington.
As we head toward the Memorial Day holiday, growing signs of a return to normal life. With COVID cases now at their lowest levels since last June, beaches, sporting events, and restaurants are filling up. More than 60% of adult Americans have had at least one vaccine dose, though it remains clear if that will climb to President Biden's goal of 70% by July 4th.
As the perception of risk declines, people are going to say, well, I might as well wait till the fall to get vaccinated.
In a critical step toward normal, the mayor of New York announced the nation's largest school district will end remote learning this fall, bringing everyone back in person.
We've made vaccination available everywhere. It's time. It's really time to go full strength now.
But experts warn across the country it will take work to re-engage students, many of whom have fallen dramatically behind.
We have to go knock on doors, sit on porch steps, spend time, and that engagement has to start now.
That as the CDC is investigating a very small number of cases of vaccinated teenagers developing a heart condition called myocarditis. The CDC saying the cases may be entirely unrelated to vaccination and the symptoms have been mild.
We're weighing risk-benefit of vaccinating our children to get them back into school so they can get to a normal childhood versus not. I think every time vaccines will win.
Signs of winning against the virus as America prepares to kick off the summer of 2021.
So as vaccinations increase, the CDC says fully vaccinated Americans can now largely skip getting tested for COVID-19. Vaccinations equals vacations, or so the search engines would indicate. As vaccine rollouts continue, people are looking for their next summer vacation destination after a year in quarantine. As the country wakes up from a years-long hibernation, the demand for travel is climbing.
There is a lot of pent-up demand, so travelers should expect the roads to be busier than ever, the airports to be busier than ever.
The average week-long vacation for a family of 4 is ringing up at $4,500. AAA predicts 37 million people will kick off the summer travel season over Memorial Day weekend.
That's a lot more than traveled last year, but it's still lower than in pre-pandemic years.
This is not the year to wait for those last-minute deals. This is the year where you want to plan and you want to book now, as far in advance as possible. Not only because there's high demand and rising prices with airfares and hotels and rental cars.
The Points guy, Brian Kelly, says rental cars are no longer an afterthought for travel.
Car rental apocalypse, as we're calling it, shows no signs of abating, especially as we get into summer travel. Now, they can be more than the cost of your flight per day rental.
Adventure seekers and nature lovers need to read the fine print.
Because so many places are still requiring reservations, from theme parks to campgrounds. So you want to make sure that you are able to do what you want to do when you arrive in your destination, and reservations are going to be key for that.
Whether you hike in the mountains, lie on the beautiful beaches of the VI, or head to Grandma's house, experts ask you to remember that we're still in a pandemic, so don't abandon all common sense. President Joe Biden visited the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, on Monday. There, Mr. Biden got a briefing on the outlook for the upcoming hurricane season and preparedness efforts. Last week, as we reported, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, or Administration rather, NOAA, as it's easier pronounced, predicted an above normal Atlantic hurricane season with 13 to 20 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Monday morning, National Guard troops assigned to Washington, D.C. they started boarding buses for home. As someone is getting a heck of a missed you present, as you can see there too. The troops were called to the district following the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol. After spending nearly 5 months helping to provide security at the U.S. Capitol, the deployment ended at midnight. Starting Monday morning, more than 2,100 National Guard troops started returning to their home bases.